Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we are making a small concrete designer home. It's kind of like a tiny home or a small home or whatever they're called, but it's a little bit bigger. I think I made this before buying Tiny Living, and then Tiny Living came out as I was making this and I was like, too bad, so sad kind of thing. Because I had already built it, and then I was like, I didn't fit the criteria. It's really hard to make small homes and have them nice, especially when you make them with no roofs and you use walls, because those walls count as a room. So anyways, I saw this cute little kind of blocky house on Pinterest and I kind of liked the way it looked, so I decided to make it in The Sims 4 with my own little twist. It's not exactly the same because I needed more space for the bedrooms, and it's kind of tiny. It's definitely a starter house with not a starter budget, that's for sure. So I really like the idea of like a concrete house. I think that would be super cool to live in. And I kind of like the idea of building smaller houses because it kind of seems like, your Sims don't take forever to do stuff, but also like you're maximizing every square inch of your house just to make it work for a day-to-day life. So I quite like how it turned out. It is play tested. It does work, so that's all you need to know. So I'm going with like black and gray concrete and then a red brick kind of theme, and it kind of feels like industrial but also like upscale industrial, like designer industrial. I don't know what kind of like genre that would be. It's kind of like repurposed industrial. I don't know what the word is for it, but it's unique, that's for sure. I definitely wouldn't want to live in a house like this, but I think it would be pretty cool to try it out, but it's definitely not my style. I do like the style for somebody else. For a sim, for sure. Actually, there's a lot of houses going up that look like this in my neighborhood where they're more tall than they are wide. It's kind of weird. They're building like these houses on tiny lots, and they're like so long and narrow, and then they build upwards like 2 to 3, maybe sometimes even 4 stories high. And I find that it's different for sure. It's very, very modern. It's not something I would choose to have, but I think it's pretty cool. The only thing is, like, the ones that I see, they have like the whole front is just like glass, which is like you can see from the front door straight to the back of the house. Like you can see everything because it's fully glass in the front, which I think is kind of a design flaw, because why would you want everybody to be able to see straight through your house? They can see your entrance, your living room, your kitchen, your dining room, all the way out to the back window. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. I like my privacy. And especially because they're built on like busy neighborhood streets. Like, that would bug me. And if you have floor to ceiling excuse me, floor to ceiling windows, it's kind of hard to like get blinds and curtains to cover it, especially when it's like modern. Most people don't have that. But yeah, I don't know. I saw some going up on like real estate apps that I use because I'm currently looking at houses because it interests me. But yeah, like, they're nice inside and everything's like modern and new, but I don't know. I love floor to ceiling windows, but wouldn't you want that in like the back of your house, not in the front? Like, why do you want a big street view? Like, I don't know. Anyways, back to this build. This build, I always have to have a backyard. I don't know what it is. There has to be a backyard for me to be happy with a build. I think it's because I really want a big backyard. I currently do not have one, so I feel like I'm missing that in my life and you need to recreate that in The Sims. And that's kind of my thought process, I think. Subconsciously, a house is not complete without a backyard. That's my opinion, though. So I was going to put a pool, but I was like, typical modern houses always have a pool. And for the house that I was designing, I thought, you know what? This is already a pretty expensive house. If you put a pool in it, it's going to raise the price like 50 grand or something. I don't know how much pools cost, so that's my guesstimate. I'm also loving using those big flower like bush things. They're not really bush, it's like a scattering of like flowers and greenery that just like kind of covers this like grass covering. I don't know, I think that's from one of the newer packs because I recently purchased a few because I felt like I was missing out. It's really sad. It could be from Tiny. I don't think it's from Tiny Living. It could be from Island Living because I just purchased that one and I haven't actually gone through and played with any of that stuff. I purchased Island Living and University at the same time, so a lot of the things I don't actually know what packs they came from. I also purchased Tiny Living just before purchasing those packs. I don't know, like sometimes I'm like, I don't need this pack and I'll go months without it and I'll be like, I feel like I'm missing out, and then I don't even play like gameplay with it. So all the time this happens, but I guess I just get them for the build items because that's what I use mostly. But I had fun building this house. Now these bushes are definitely one of my new favorite things and I use them in a lot of builds to come, so don't get tired of seeing those. I don't know, I just think they're different than the other bushes that we have, and they have different color swatches, and they're also a lot bigger. That's why I sized them down, because they kind of take up a lot of space. But so I decided I would actually put landscaping in this video because it's a relatively short video because it's such a small house. Even though it is a small house, I do pack a lot of things into it. Because I feel like when you're playing, you kind of want to have like activity and skill boosting items, and it's not fun when you buy a house and none of that stuff is there. For me, gameplay wise, it's hard for me to get into, and I kind of need stuff that's not repetitive, and things need to be different, so I need to be able to have lots of different activities to do to feel like not get bored with The Sims. That's why I'm a builder and not a gameplay person. I used to be able to play gameplay like a few years ago. I would play gameplay like that's all I would do. I would build like a huge house and a huge family, and then I just play it. And now ever since I started building, like I can't stop. I can't just like enjoy just gameplay of The Sims. It's not fun, but you get used to it. I find this is more fun now. I don't know, I just like to be more creative, and it's hard for me because like I do the same thing every time I start a new family. I make the perfect family, I get a great job, we buy a big house, I design a whole house, and then they all have babies, and then I get bored and I do the same thing again. So that's pretty much how I play, and because I play the same way every time, it gets really boring. I always get so thirsty when I'm talking because I never talk this much like straight in real life. Usually when you have a conversation with someone, oh my god, I cannot speak. When I'm having a conversation with people, other people will join in and you get a breather, but like this, you just like talk, and I'm not usually that kind of person. So I kind of like the way this turned out. I really like putting a lot of greenery in houses and landscaping. I love that big red tree with the flowers. I don't know. I feel like they're really doing a good job of getting landscaping. That red brick half wall, I feel like that's where their address is, instead of on their house. I think that's super cool. I do that quite a lot with a lot of builds actually, where I use half walls either like to hide the garbage cans, and the mailbox is behind it, and sometimes they're like facing towards the street, but this time I decided to put the address on because it looked more modern to me. And you kind of want to hide away the garbage. It's not very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Yeah, so this house is like super dark colored theme, has dark wood, it has dark cabinets, has dark windows. I love it. I love that it's different because I usually don't do black, especially in smaller houses, because black tends to make it makes everything look smaller. That's why people tell you to wear black clothes, because apparently makes you look smaller. But yeah, so I don't know, it usually makes it feel quite even smaller than it is, and I don't know, this house kind of suited it, so I decided to do it, especially because I thought like a designer kind of lives here, like maybe they built the house, or she needs the best because she is the best. I don't know. that's what I was thinking. But yeah, I kind of love how it turned out. Even though it's quite small, it's really practical, and everybody loves practical, right? I don't know. You tell me. I'm kind of just watching what I'm doing because I made this about a month or two ago. So I don't even remember everything that I did. I did look at the screenshots recently trying to edit this video, so I kind of know what I did. But it's nice to see, like, when you go back, you can kind of see some of the old ideas you had, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that you can do this with this item, or that item exists in the game. Yeah, I'm kind of like packing everything in, and I really dislike how we do not have a door that is the same size as those windows and is the same color black. Like, I don't understand. And it has glass, because I can get a door, like maybe a 2-size door, but a 2-tile door, but that's not what I want. I want a single door that goes the same height as those windows. So I kind of just put that like shelf over it to block it, because it really bugs me that it looks so different, because in real life you'd probably have your doors the same height as your floor to ceiling windows, because it kind of looks silly without it. So yeah, that's just me trying to cover it up so I don't get angry. And then I put this little tiny dining room kind of under this. It's not under the stairs, it's kind of tucked into the stairs, which I thought was quite nice. I don't usually do that because, before they added all this stair stuff, like the stairs or the stuff under it wouldn't work if it was under stairs. So it's nice to try something new. I kind of love that it actually works. And into the living room. So I had a really hard time trying to find couches. This is always a big problem. I hate the couches in The Sims 4. Absolutely loathe them entirely. And yes, that is a quote from the Grinch. There's just so much wrong. I don't like any of the couches that we have. None of them look modern, and if they do look somewhat modern, none of them have a good color scheme. So it takes me forever in every single build I make to find a decent couch with a decent color swatch. I absolutely hate the couches. Like, 9 times out of 10, nobody's gonna have these types of couches in real life. Like, they're all super ugly. I don't know why we don't have a leather sectional. I don't know why we don't have an L-shaped couch. I don't know why we don't have anything somewhat modern to use that isn't brightly colored. Like, there's some couches I absolutely love, but they're like bright orange or like a neon color, or it doesn't fit. It doesn't look realistic. If I wanted to build a freaking cotton candy house, and it would be perfect for that, but that's not what I'm about. So, and then so that's my angry rant today. I have one every time I make a build because I just absolutely dislike some of the stuff we have in The Sims. And how many packs in are we now? We have like 25 packs already. There should be a pack with something decent in it, because I always go back to the same stuff because that's what I like, because that's the only stuff that has a good color swatch. So unfortunately, that's what happens. And then still we get this, I don't know, there's some stuff I really dislike. Like this, there's none of the same colors. Like, I don't understand. Like, that black is a different black than the desk. And then there's no full black shelf, and there's no full white one. And it bugs me that nothing matches. Like, you know, they could coordinate it a little bit. That would have been, you know, I feel like they really don't put as much effort into it. It's kind of like they're just throwing these packs at us, just trying to get money, and it really frustrates me that we don't get things that we ask for, and if we do, they're not like cohesive with the rest of the packs. I know the Sims team tries their best with what they're given, but sometimes it's just not enough. So actually I managed to stick like a little office space in here, which I was really happy with. And I love the brick wall. It looks beautiful with it. And I don't know what I'm doing there. I thought I was trying to get like a light on that wall because it looks kind of dull, so it was just a little frustrating trying to figure out what to do with that. And I stuck to a lot of wood colors in here. And I think there's 2 bathrooms in this house and 2 bedrooms. This is one bathroom, and I tried to make it a little bit, you know, spacious. Like, I needed to fit in a bathtub or a shower with this, but it was not working. So I think I put in like the shower bath combo or something, because I couldn't get a sink in there. Yeah, it's a little plain, but it works for what we're trying to do. I just wanted to be able to maximize the space, because if the sim has like another sim in the house, like a spouse, or, you know, they have a kid or something, it's really, really, really hard to get both sims when they always wake up at the same time and have to use the bathroom at the same time, and they're walking on each other. So it's just nice to have 2 so that, you know, it doesn't have that problem, because the sims cannot recognize that someone else is in the bathroom and just wait their turn. So I always try to incorporate more than one bathroom, because it's kind of frustrating. So yeah, this is the second bathroom. I usually don't include bathrooms. Yeah, I think I took that one out because you saw the first one's kind of the same thing. Now that we're in the master bedroom, this is my favorite room. I love it so much. I thought these lights were super cool, and they kind of gave a little something extra to the room. And even though the room is quite small, it has something about it that I just really love. I was able to put different things, you know, around the room, because I used lights on the walls instead of on the tables, which I always put lights on the tables. And what else did we do? I think I put a bookshelf in here because I couldn't fit one downstairs. And probably a chair, because every bedroom needs, like, there's chair where you just throw your clothes on. Ooh, what was that? Who is that? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'll reply later. Yeah, so you can kind of see the bathroom from here. It's just kind of the same things as downstairs, just with a bathtub. And yeah, I didn't realize I put so much orange in this room. I kind of like it. It's different. I don't usually like orange in my builds, but you kind of gotta go with what you're given. And I like that it kind of gives a pop of color, because this house is very black and white and gray. So it's kind of nice. I kind of like it. Pat on my back for including color. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go here. I gotta go make dinner for everybody else, so I will see you guys later. If you like this build, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment if you'd like or have any suggestions for me to build next time. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.